because I don't have any kids. And hey, I think we're live on a Saturday night. What? A Saturday night? Doing a subscriber hangout. I think guys, I don't know about you, but I think we're about 6 days late on this. Who do I got in here? I got EJ all the way from Texas. Gotta say her big.
Yeah.
In Texas. And all the way from the East Coast of the mighty United States of America, Mr. Michael B himself. How you guys doing? Okay. I take it everyone's doing well. Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got 18
Soda Pop, you changed your icon.
Let's see. Who do we have in the chat here anyways? I'm just going to scroll up to the top. We've got EJ's Guitars. I don't know who. Do you guys know who he is?
I don't even know. I don't even know who I am.
Yeah. Join the club. Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs. Good to see you. We got GuitargirlKB, who is currently indisposed, but will be joining us momentarily. We've got Dave R. We've got ET5150. Let's see here. So we're covering 3 countries so far. We got Absolute Mayhem in here. We got the Guitar Pit. Michael B's in the chat. Do you know him? Again, these people. I don't know. Mitch Heyman. Mitch, I'll send you an invite in about an hour. Adam Malcolm, new name here. Welcome. Good to see you. Groovy Ghoulie. Awesome. R2R3 Locking Nut. JJ's House of Jams. Hope Cabo treated you well, buddy. We got Adam EVH. We got Broken Chains. We got David Ennis. Did I mention Jason Wade? Because we also have Paul Liu, John Parsons, and Mark So's Images. Wow. Johnny
Wow,
Beane.
what a crowd.
Yeah, 24 people. Jeez. We've been on, what, 2 minutes? Awesome. Wow. Usually they trickle in a little more, you know?
Oh, you forgot Amanda.
Sister. My sister. Good to see you.
Hey, Amanda.
She's kind of attacked YouTube like a whirlwind in the last few weeks.
She'll have a bigger channel than you soon.
Yeah. Lord help us if my sister starts a channel.
Hey, you need to get her a guitar, Ben.
Hey, I told her, what was it, Tuesday night or last night on Johnny's show? I'm like, come on over, grab one. I might not say, no, not that one. Oh, cool. Thrash Metal gave us a shout-out on Phil McKnight's stream. Wow,
nice.
Thanks, man.
Thrash.
Sweet.
Thank you. Quentin James, good to see you. Peace. Yeah, everyone's saying howdy to each other. So if you guys in the chat have any questions for our fine guests, that's part of this deal, right? Doing these subscriber hangouts is putting faces to names and, showing off some of the stuff we have. A little different this night because both of you guys actually provide content, as opposed to, some people, they're just happy to hang out. And the only time they show off gear is when they come on somebody's channel or something. But
yeah, and EJ actually edits his content.
Yeah, not us. No. Yeah.
He hasn't figured out you can hit the record and just stream live. He hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, and I have to say thank you to all you guys that did the little shout-out promo vids, which was really awesome to do. I think, unfortunately, Kailyn comes up with the short straw as far as creativity compared to you guys. At first, EJ, I'm like, this is a little racist, but I love it.
I know it's a little creepy seeing the Canuck the Rob and Doug with our faces. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I dug it. And it was funny. I will say, EJ, it generated enough that I got a text asking if I was going to wear a toque tonight.
Yeah, Absolute Mayhem was mentioning that.
Yeah, he messaged me. Like, literally, I think it was right around 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, why? I'm like, dude, you know how hot it is? Come on.
Hey, I thought about wearing one.
Sure.
I have the little baby bottle from the from EJ's video, the Saturday Night Brew in it.
Nice. Some Elsinore beer.
Oh, that's great.
Amanda, if you need a mic, again, talk to your brother. There's a box of them sitting over here because I recently found, you know how, Michael, you know, as recording, can't find any of my mics. So you go out and you buy a mic.
Yes.
And then the next day you find the box with 5 mics in it.
The guitar pit says, "I'm so metal, I'm drinking a huge cup of blood." Yeah!
Yeah!
Dio.
Nice, nice, nice. That's not good.
I'm watching
the please wait when she's trying to join in. That's not good. Oh, wait. How about if I actually put in Korean?
Hey, David Ennis in the chat.
Hey, David.
It's weird being on this end of it because I'm always used to responding in the chat and trying to terrorize the chat and just trying to come up with things to say without, I'm watching the chat out of the corner of my eye, and it's kind of hard to keep up with the conversation, but I have a temptation just want to get on the keyboard and terrorize everybody.
We have a question. What flavor? What vape flavor we got there? What are you doing, EJ?
Oh, I'm doing killer custard. And then I got a special blend of watermelon lemonade and rainbow.
Yay!
Hey, there she is.
All right.
And now we have Guitar Girl KB here. Hey, Kailyn, how you doing?
Not too bad. 8 minutes late. That's not as bad as I expected.
That's okay. I said you had a youngin going on, so we understand. Yes. A youngin. See, this is my time in the South. A youngin. It's weird, EJ. Like at home in Canada, because I spend usually a couple of weeks a year in North Carolina. Certain words like "youngin," it just slips into everyday conversation, and then all of a sudden I'll get a look, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "We don't say youngin in this country," type thing.
Oh, it's funny.
And in honor of the Rory Caster, we have a little white lightning here.
Woo, perritos.
I pulled out my my apple shine here, but it's more of like apple slush right now. I'm guessing I drank all the alcohol the other night, and now it's just sugar. See.
Hey, BB Ninja, you're here.
Chocolate milk or something for you, EJ? I know you can't drink with the gout.
Yeah, I'm just drinking water right now. Water and vape. That's it.
Ooh. That is not water. Ooh.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Oh, God.
That's about 130 proof.
What kind is it?
Straight white lightning.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just want to say, BB Ninja is here, and you're awake. Because that's what I would always say to him in Johnny Bean's chat. You're here and awake, because he's actually in Switzerland, so.
Hey, Adam Malcolm. He's from the UK there. Who else we got in here?
He says we say youngin.
We got everyone in here.
That's right, Dave. Good old corn and liquor. Hey, the captain,
Guitar
Michael Smith is
awesome.
here.
Captain, salute you.
35 people watching. What?
Dave R. He's been giving me some awesome tips on guitar builds. What's up?
Well, I'm glad that you made it, BB.
Ghoulies, the top, all the regulars, all the Canucks crowd.
You Americans saying Canucks.
Canucks?
Knock.
Canuck.
Like a hockey puck.
Like a duck. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. All right.
Other letters that rhymes I can't say on this channel. Uh-oh. See, here, now this is funny because we briefly touched on this. Jason Wade has a question. All right, YouTubers, question. What video edit software do you use? Michael B and myself go, nope.
Nope.
Final Cut Pro.
The
Nope.
most
Kailyn,
produced. Yeah.
Hey, Kailyn, I heard your nose hairs.
Good. It's working. Yeah, the most produced video I did was my my PRS tour reflection thing, and that took entirely too long. I bow down to any YouTubers who do editing. It's just a mess. I am way too lazy. And
Hey, you
EJ's,
did
he's
really
got the
good on that
green screen.
PRS.
Yeah, that's the most. That's as far as I get. That's like the most dedicated I've ever been to doing a video.
I edited one video, I think, in my life, and that was the channel trailer. I put that together, and I just used iMovie on my phone.
What was I using? I downloaded something and actually paid for it like a dummy. What have I been
What do you
using?
use, EJ?
Wondershare from
Oh
War.
wow! I use on my iPad. I use LumaFusion. It was a $20 app, and it's really good on iPad. But I wanted to go a little bit more, so I went ahead and sprung and got Final Cut Pro 10 on my iMac. That was $300, but man, you can do some amazing stuff with it.
Yeah, I have Final Cut Pro as well.
No doubt. Nice.
And EJ, do you use any of the animation stuff like motion?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I download multiple apps that have different features, and I can blend them and import them into Final Cut Pro and add it all together.
Yeah. Yep. I don't do it a lot for YouTube, but I do use Final Cut and Motion for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I missed him earlier. Michael Bishop's here. Good to see you.
What's up?
Good, Indianapolis area. Fender Guru tuning in from New Zealand.
Hey, does Kailyn got her Canucks shirt on?
I do. Where's your Canucks selfie, EJ?
I dropped the ball on that.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I didn't let my hair down at Saturday night.
Tis tis.
There we go.
That was like slow motion.
Thank you for bad bandwidth, right?
That was great. Can't wait to see the replay.
Thumbnail. me tossing my hair. God.
That looked like a
New
Fabio
title.
move.
Yeah.
new title, Hair Dash Talk. Hey, Danny Alexander. He says, hello, Ben. Welcome. Awesome. Wow, we got 39 people watching, and I have no idea how many thumbs ups. Mike is himself. He says, hey, guys, Blackhawk fan here. I won't hold it against you. Pete Hickson, Todd Flowers, both hello, welcome. Wow, 41. Jeez. Now I'm like, all right, what do we talk about?
I have some questions.
You have some. All right.
All right. So
Maybe at least one of us will have an answer.
you all
Hey, Dan
know
Sullivan.
I'm working on my Telecaster, and it got me thinking a lot about finishes. So I wanted to know, what is like the most offensive finish you think should never end up on a guitar? For me personally, I despise neon, and I'm sorry for all the like Ibanez fans out there who have like a dipped neon guitar. It's just not my thing, not my bag. Ben looks like he's gonna kill me with his eyes.
No, I'm just thinking because there's really only one finish I don't care for, and we're probably going to lose half our viewers when I say it. So I'm going to let the others answer first, and we'll hang on to these 42 quality viewers first.
43 now.
Look out.
Yeah, my
you,
answer's not so good either. I think people are gonna get mad.
Uh-oh.
74, when I was taking guitar lessons, or 75, old men had tortoiseshell on picks and on acoustics. So when I see that on a guitar now, I just
Old man.
Old man.
Yeah, I love tortoiseshell. I always think about that being a nice accent on some of my white guitars, like a tortoiseshell pickguard for my white Les Paul.
This is the closest I get. Is the black with the white dots.
Yeah.
Right.
That's about as close as I get.
Sully Dude says mauve. I don't think I've ever seen a mauve guitar.
Hey, Sully, dude. Good to see you. I haven't run into you in a while online, buddy.
Oh, I
I'm loving his Instagram stuff.
lost Guitar Pit as a fan with my neon comment. Sorry. Sorry, Guitar Pit.
Yeah. How about you, EJ?
What do y'all think about this mother of toilet seat Perloid? Can you see it?
Love it. Love it. Sorry, I'm just reading Dan Sullivan's comment because he's got a Les Paul with that finish, and I kind of made a comment.
Trans
he got it. I'm not a fan, but for me, honestly, gold tops. I hate gold top Les Pauls.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I detest gold top Les Pauls.
All your viewers are gone. Then they're done.
Yeah, for those I have a 57. I know. 57 Les Paul tribute at Epiphone, built in Korea. Great tone, great mojo. Hated the finish, so I took off the clear coat and I spray painted it with white primer paint for a Waddy Witch Owl type look.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's actually getting repainted. Well, if the rain holds off Monday or Tuesday, we do have a can of custom paint that I had made up that's going on. So, yes, stay tuned for that.
Sparkly.
Did I miss Jamal in here? Jamal's in here. Hey, buddy. Trying to watch as much as I can while he's at work, of course. Dry Heat 480, Citizen Kane. Good to see everyone.
All right, I have some juicy guitar confessions. If you ever watched Stitch Method or Sean Daniels, they did a little video called Juicy Guitar Confessions where they
I was watching them the other morning when they were live.
Very taboo things when it comes to guitar and music. And I did a little
unsubbed.
I did a little video. Did a little video of my own a while ago, but I've added to it recently. One of them being, my femininity, I keep at bay most days, but I got to admit, there's something about Taylor Swift's Rhinestone acoustic that I'm just like, the girl in me is just like, I love that. It's so sparkly.
Hey, I've seen some pretty cool Metal Flake. You can get a really good look with Metal Flake.
This is Metal Flake. Unfortunately, it's not the big sparkle like Gretsch style. Because I bought this out of Napa, but for those who don't know, I used to work at a Napa Auto Parts, so as a result, I still get good deals on custom paint and stuff. And a lot of people don't know the same stuff you use for automotive body work you use when working on guitars, as far as sandpaper and paints, and it's all the same.
Ben, did you notice there's a person in the chat, Gold Top 362?
Oh.
Who says, I'm still here after the gold top comment. That's my buddy Lloyd. He's over in the UK too.
Well, welcome, Gold Top 362.
Welcome, subscribe.
I know I'm in a minority. Yeah, please subscribe. Thumbs ups for all these new people tuning in, because I did see there's a few new names in here. I appreciate it, 45 of you watching. But, it's just for whatever reason. Now, I did dig the gold top once I took the clear coat off, because then it kind of had this satin matte finish, and I was digging that for a while.
Yeah, I'm digging the matte look now recently. Working on my telly with the denim thing. I don't think I'm going to go too high shine with that. And my mandolin, that's more of a satin, almost matte finish, and I really like that look.
I just opened my phone, and there's a photo already opened on it, and I was going to show my current build, folks, that I'm getting on September 13th. I know the photo is upside down, but that, sir, and lady, is Honduran mahogany Telecaster shaped body with P90s, Alnico 5 magnets in the P90s, and yeah, I'm getting that on September 13th, and I'm pretty damn stoked about it.
Nice.
Damn right,
Just take over
Amanda.
the conversation.
You're playing that at the wedding? Supposedly?
No, I'm playing my acoustic at the wedding.
Acoustic, okay.
Yeah.
A fuzzy guitar. Play Wake Me Up When September Ends so Ben can just, go to sleep until he gets his guitar.
So what's up with your custom pickups?
Well, why'd you ask? Let's see. They are going to be, and we're looking at using Alnico 2 to start. But Travis was sending me messages after the Thursday show and my comments in the Facebook group. He's like, "Whoa, slow down, buddy." You know, like he's like, "If I send you my first set of pickups and you like them, I am going to be severely pissed." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "You're a good guy. I've known you forever." Like literally, for those who don't know, Travis Taylor, owner of RenoFin.ca guitars, went to school with my sister from kindergarten through grade 12. So I've known the guy literally since he was 5 years old. And taught him his first chords, apparently. I don't remember doing that, but apparently I did. And he's become a heck of a guitar player and builder.
Nice.
And so he said, yeah, he's going to start with an Alnico 2, which is traditional for a Fender Tele-style pickup. The stock Telecaster pickups put out about 7K output. I'm going with a little over 8 ohm. I'm not going to say the exact spec because I've got this in my head. But a little over 8 ohm on the neck, so she's going to be spanky, and a little over 9 in the bridge, so it's going to howl. I'm hoping to get a vintage lap steel guitar type tone, almost. Like lots of mids, lots of highs. And she's going to be spanky and howl and barely tameable. And I think it's going to just be awesome.
That's something I never knew, like how the output was affected by the amount of wounds. I would have ever looked or researched into those kind of specs. I know single coil on the humbucker.
We were talking wire gauge last night.
Yeah.
He's like, how thick of wire do you want? And I told him the wire spec I wanted. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if I can get that. I'm like, it's not going to be easy to get because it's literally a half measurement of wire.
Because Ben's a diva and needs his custom pickups.
No comment.
So custom. You got to search the earth for these rare gauge wires to make Ben pickups.
Actually, we can blame Mark Kazansky and Dave Friedman from Toad and Talk because, as you guys know, they had Analog Man on the other night, and he was talking about the custom pickups he built. And when he mentioned the gauge wire he used in building those pickups, I immediately messaged Travis, and I'm like, "Dude, you have to source out this gauge of wire." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Trust me."
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
I love watching pedal builders and listening to them talk. That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
All right, there's a question for the panel. What do you guys feel about mini humbuckers?
Wouldn't know. I'm a single coil gal.
Okay.
I'm a single lady. Not really, but.
You know, Billy Crystal back in the 80s, he said it's better to look good than to feel good. And that's my opinion on humbuckers. I want a big humbucker because it looks good.
Yeah.
Sure. Michael B?
Yeah, I don't have any. I have Hot Rails on one guitar, which I like, but no mini humbuckers.
All right. Well, to answer his question, this is my very first ever electric guitar. Yes, on a leopard skin sheet.
Please tell me that was taken in the 80s.
Well, early 90s, maybe.
There you go. All right. Passable.
All right. And so my first electric guitar was a 1972 Les Paul Deluxe with mini humbuckers. I'd like to revisit them. I haven't owned the guitar in approximately 25 years. At the time, I didn't like them because they didn't have as much output. So
Quentin says my mic sounds awesome. Thank you. Can you hear my spit? My spit clicking in my nose hairs.
I was distracted by the nose hairs.
They don't whistle the chorus of Hallelujah like yours, EJ.
That's 24-bit nose hairs.
Yeah.
Mitch Heyman says he loves the way zebra pickups look. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Rich, my partner in crime, literally, I believe, smacked me up the back of the head because I'm very much a glam rock guy, as you can tell with the bracelets and long hair, whatever. I don't like zebra pickups.
I don't like zebra pickups at all. For some reason, it looks cheap to me, and it's not.
Wait
pretty.
for it. Wait for it.
Yep.
Seymour Duncan Invader zebra pickups. Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Is that what you put in the shorty?
Well, I've got a Seymour Duncan. It's white with black pole pieces in my one shorty, but I got another shorty I haven't modified yet, and I'm going to put this one in there.
Oh, nice. Quentin's asking what mic you're using, Kailyn.
This is a Samson USB condenser mic that I got like probably like 10 years ago now. Yeah, just plugs right into the PC. No interface needed. Very convenient.
There you go. Dan Sullivan likes his humbuckers covered.
Yes.
Me too, Dan Sullivan.
You know, it's hard for me to tell. Like, I'm so much like Johnny Beane. I can just kind of pick up any guitar and kind of play. Like, it's funny because Travis is building me this custom guitar, and he's like, "What exactly do you want?" I gave him basic neck specs. Like, I want a '60s neck, thin, with vintage stainless steel frets. And he's like, "Well, what radius?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "Well, what do you prefer?" I'm like, "I don't care." Really? I was like, "Yeah." Okay. And he's like, "Do you need any extra special cuts or anything?" I'm like, "No." "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Dude, I pick up a Les Paul one day. I pick up a Telecaster another day. I pick up a Kramer a different day. I just play for the most part." I prefer the vintage size frets over, say, jumbo frets, but in a thinner neck over a thicker neck. But beyond that, I'm pretty open.
Mitch Heyman says he got his first guitar in '69, and immediately I'm singing "Summer of '69" in my head.
Well, it's some Canadian content.
Brian Adams for you.
Let's see. Absolute Mayhem. Ben, question. My friend is planning on getting a bass and amp. Any suggestions for a practice bass amp? Really needs a headphone jack.
This.
All right. England has an answer.
This. Get this and this. All right. I don't even know what this is. What is it? An Ibanez. Where are you?
Roadstar?
An Ibanez TMB 100 and a little Vox headphone amp plug. This thing is amazing. It's got built-in rhythm tracks. You just plug in your headphones, and then you can just sit around and thump on your bass. And it's the only way I practice because, quite honestly, if I plug in the bass amp at night when the kid's asleep, I'm shaking the whole house and nobody's happy. Oops.
I would say, for me, if you're going to go used, obviously, whatever your deal is, if you're going new, a Squier Affinity P-Bass or J-Bass is absolutely fine because they really retain their value as opposed to an Ibanez bass, which was my second choice, but they don't retain any value at all. As far as for an amp, a little Fender or Peavey are fine because they all have the headphone out. You know, like a little 15-watt, 8-inch, 12 or 10-inch speaker is fine. Mike, you do some bass stuff.
Yeah, for a practice amp, I wouldn't buy anything except the Rumble Studio 40, the new one.
Right.
The B3 series are great too. You can get those used for not much money, and they're amazing. But the Studio has different modeling in it, different modeling amps in it, and it's so flexible. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's hands down.
Do you have anything, EJ, for our 4-string brethren?
I actually have a Fender Rumble bass that I use, but you know, if I'm going to record, I do everything in my studio, so I just go straight through an interface and use whatever effects I have in my audio editor.
Well, bass players recording never get to actually use an amp anyways. They always plug directly to the board. Right, Mike?
Right.
Yeah.
Guitar players are bringing in all these cabs and heads and, you know, rack gear and pedal boards. Bass player, he gets a patch cable into the board.
You know, a lot of times we DI the guitar and we reamp them anyway. So
you do that too, yeah?
The guitarist.
Yep.
Yeah, you can ask Kailyn, our friend Nick James. He's talking about that. He's downsizing his rig. He's a bass player, plays in a gigs regularly in France, and he says he's tired of it. He's tired of the gear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a while there, my bass player, he was just showing up with a Sans amp, plugging it into the PA, and he was fine.
But that's why the little Rumbles are good, because they have line outs too to go right to the board. So you don't even need to get a big one for monitoring. Just get your sound and go right to the board.
Yeah, exactly.
Follow-up question: do headphones matter for bass playing?
No.
You kind of want to get some with a good bass end to them. I've got these little, they were like $25 on Amazon, and I just looked up like good earplugs for bass, and it was like,
I would probably pay more money for headphones if I was a bass player learning than I would for the amp that has a headphone jack out, because if you have crappy headphones, you're going to sound terrible and you're going to get frustrated. Whereas if you can actually hear yourself, quality wise, like I swear, if your tone sounds good, you're going to want to play better.
Definitely.
My sister has a question. Where do you see your guitar skills 1 year from now? Kailyn, I'll throw that to you first.
Well, considering a year from today, I probably just got my Strat and really like buckled down and got serious with trying to learn some blues basics and some scale. So I have to admit I'm much improved. I don't practice as well as I'm not as dedicated to it as I should be. I get down here and I get excited and start writing songs. So that's my kind of ADD personality. But I'm hoping I'll be a little further. Maybe get some actual songs finished. That's my main goal as far as my skills go. I want to finish some songs.
How about you, EJ?
Yeah, I'm in a state of regression right now. I actually quit practicing about a year ago. I'm hoping to change that, and so in a year from now, hopefully, I'll be back up to par where I was when I quit.
Nice. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, I avoided covers my whole life, playing other people's songs, but that's something I gotta finally do. I gotta finally learn how to play other people's music a little bit.
Sure.
It's holding me back, so I need to do it.
Yeah, I get that. When I started on acoustic, I learned like the first 3 chords that I learned and then just ran with it and started writing. So yeah, it held me back. I was just too excited with the songwriting aspect, and it wasn't until I started my YouTube and people started requesting things. Oh, you would sound good singing this. And I'm like, oh, I guess I better learn that. And it forces me out of my comfort zone. It really does. Vocally and guitar skills wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to definitely, I will agree with you 100%, Michael B., because I picked up a guitar in 1989 and I've learned more in the last year and a half than I have in the previous 25 years, I'd say. And I spent 3 years playing an original band, and we did a handful of covers, but since I didn't know the songs previously and I was strictly rhythm, it didn't really push me anymore as a guitar player. But then when I started playing with Richie again, he pushed me, especially with the current project, because he's like, dude, if I'm singing in this
I gotta
band,
sing and do lead.
He's just all of a sudden, you gotta take up slack playing lead riffs and stuff like that. I was never a lead player. If I can learn as much in the next year as I did in the previous year, look out. I'm going to be in hog heaven.
Yeah, that's my plan.
I think I pretty much plateaued, but we'll see.
I think it's my plan for the next year is to be able to play and sing covers on the channel.
What's the guitar title that you want to have? Like, I know for me, I want to be a singer-songwriter. Do you want to be like a shredder? Do you want to be just rhythm? What is it that you want to be?
I want to be the guy that when I walk into a place, the band that's playing says, I want him to come up and do a song with us.
Nice.
Yeah, I can answer that a little bit. I'd say that I want someone to recognize what my playing sounds like and say, oh, that's him.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And not because it's your friends that are playing and they're like, hey, you're here. Come on up and do a song. It's just like, holy crap, he's here. I wonder if he'll come up and do a song.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. What about you, EJ?
Yeah, I just want people to say, damn, I quit.
Yeah. No matter what and you want to be able to do a 2.5 minute song where you do 3 or 4 different genres. So you got like a group of guys walking at the door, the metalheads, the chicken peckers, the bluegrass.
Right.
And they're all just like, the blues guys like, nope, screw it. I'm out. Hey, what's up, Doc?
Has anybody named their instruments? I think everybody pretty much knows my strat
Yeah.
here is Rosalie, and then my bass
Most
here
of
is
mine are
Phil,
named.
after Phil Lynott.
Nice. Johnny wants to be known as a musician guitarist.
This is my only named guitar. And we call it M-Bone,
Nice.
like Michael Bone.
Nice.
And my buddy has J-Bone. It's another Strat with a skull on it. So.
Now, I don't know about you, but certain guitars of mine, some have female names and some have male names. It's all about the personality I get out of it.
Yeah.
And most of them all have like a first name, but except for my Epiphone Les Paul, that's just the Bear.
The Bear.
Because it played like a beast, and I didn't want to call it the Beast because obviously Bernie Marsden has the Beast, and it's a cherry burst. I looked at it, and it was gold at the time, and I thought Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. And I'm like, well, it's a bear of a guitar, so.
Guitar Pit names all of his guitars Egbert.
Nice.
Jason Wade's name is Georgia. Yeah. His Les Pauls are Georgia.
Nice. Absolute mayhem. He has my old Ibanez. He called it Eddie Shredder.
Nice.
Nice. Well, Mike Kramer I nicknamed Eddie because I blame Eddie Van Halen for me being, 40-something-year-old man that all of a sudden buys an 85 Kramer.
Oh, that's one of my confessions. I had no idea EVH meant Eddie Van Halen until like 5 days ago.
And she admits that on my channel, folks.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I was like, okay, EVH guitars, and then I was sitting in on a lot of Johnny's shows, and I'm like, oh.
All of a sudden, that light bulb went off.
Yeah.
Well, we're back to the confession segment.
Yeah, R2. All of his guitars are just numbered.
He probably numbers his kids too.
Well, David. Back in the early 70s, David Gilmour, they were on tour. I think they were in New York, and he had his Stratocaster stolen, and they went down and got him a cheap CBS era 3-bolt Stratocaster with that, which he named Blackie now. Well, I don't know if he actually named it, but everybody calls it the Blackie.
Right.
But he says it's just a tool. It's just a tool. So he really didn't put that kind of sentimental value on it.
Mm. Well, I remember when I was playing with One Day to Live, I was playing a black Epiphone Les Paul Standard, which I did name association, and because it was black, first name that came to my mind was Betty, so it was Black Betty. And then I picked up a black Les Paul Custom, and I was like, well, what goes with Betty? And then I thought, Veronica goes with Betty. So it was
Nice.
Betty and Veronica.
I dig it.
Yeah, David R. He corrected me. Just black Strat. That's it. Yeah, it was just a tool.
Yeah.
R1, R2, and R3 are R2 kids.
Thank God I only have 3 kids.
Absolute mayhem.
It's actually a painted over 3-color burst. Yeah, they used to do that a lot because, Fender, that's all they did for the most part was that sunburst. And then when they started getting into the colors, if they ran out of black Strats and had an order for one, they'd just pull down the sunburst and paint over it, right? And I think those are some of the best relics when you start seeing that burst popping through under the paint.
Oh, yeah.
Too cool.
All right, dudes and viewers. What's the best smell? A fresh acoustic guitar. B, new electronic gear. Or C, opening up a vintage case.
Hey, have you ever opened up a brand new Gibson?
No.
Oh my God. There's a smell that you'll never forget. It's beautiful.
I'm going to go definitely vintage because I've noticed a lot of older guitar cases have that same smell, a combination of tobacco and nitro.
Yeah.
Acoustic. Yep. New acoustic.
New acoustic is, they need to make that into like a scented candle.
I would wear it all day.
Guitar.
New guitar case smell.
New guitar case smell for your cars.
Yeah, old vintage makes me sneeze, so I don't want to smell that.
Hey, Christian Pfeiffer. Christian Pfeiffer's in the chat. That's a really good blues player right there.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. 9 Fathoms, Jeremy Smith. Hey, buddy. I haven't seen Jeremy in ages. Local boy. What else? Yeah, Johnny wins the chat. I call my guitars this one and that one.
Is that Johnny Beane? B-E-A-N-E? Beane? There's 2 N's in Johnny.
Nice. Hey, he almost gets everyone's name right.
Hey, Christian Pfeiffer, he goes to different music stores across the country, guitar centers, what have you, and props up his phone and just jams away and just blows everybody away in the store. You got to check him out. He's a really good guitar player.
That takes balls.
Check that out. Well, Christian, consider yourself getting a new sub. I'll do that on the replay since my laptop is so old and decrepit. I'm not doing it right now. But I do check the replay on stuff because, especially when you're hosting these things, you miss so much stuff in the chat. I'm like, wow, there's a whole sub conversation I wasn't even aware of.
I'm trying to keep up. Has anybody smashed a guitar?
Smashed a guitar?
Destroyed,
like on purpose?
Completely destroyed on purpose. Any kind of instrument?
No.
Slowly over time.
I'd be homeless. No, I'd be homeless if I ever smashed a guitar. My father would disown me.
Yeah.
Because he's from that generation where guys owned 1 guitar and 1 amp, and that's all they had. And yeah, every time he would see footage of The Who or something like that, he hated it too because he's like, that's why it costs so much money for gear, because these companies give these idiots gear to smash every night, and now we gotta pay this much money. And he would go on a rant, and I'd be like 6 years old going, okay, Dad, sure.
To the closest thing to that was not copying Eddie in any way, but the first guitar you get is a Japanese Strat copy with single coils, and my buddy said that's not metal enough, so we took a chisel and just literally chopped out a gap for the humbuckers, and then black Krylon paint, and that's the closest of destroying a guitar.
Sure. I tell you, I did some relicking on my Epiphone Les Paul, and even doing that, I'm just like, I don't know. Should I be doing this? And I showed it off to my old man, and
he was wrong.
He looked, and he goes, "You did that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well," and because he doesn't understand this whole relic guitar fascination, and he's like, "Well, you did a good job. It looks natural, but yeah." I just kind of shrugged it off.
Guitar gods, please forgive me for this.
Kailyn.
Yeah.
Johnny Beane says he saw a guy smash a 12-string acoustic because he couldn't tune it.
Now that makes sense. I burned I threw my old mandolin. It was like a $50 mandolin in a fire pit, so that was fun.
Nice.
Those things light up. I got to tell you, we have fire hazards hanging on our walls right here. The lacquer and everything else going on. Good luck.
But the buzz is heavenly.
Worth it.
Don't tell your insurance companies what's going on here.
I think it was Jamal on one of Shane's Hangout said, it's like the old, if your house is on fire, what guitar do you grab on the way out? And I said, I'm sorry, I got to cheat because I got one in each hand. He's like, okay, you get the pass, because he knows the gear that I have. So I was like, yeah, I couldn't. I'd burn with the house because I couldn't decide which one to take.
That's what I'm kind of thankful I haven't really had much of an opportunity for gear acquisition, because I just have my Strat, and that's my baby. The rest I'm like, you're like $100, $200, no big deal.
I'm in my mid to late 40s, and I'm just reliving. I'm fulfilling teenage dreams right now. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, 7/8's here. Hey, Jay. Good to see you.
What's up, Jay? I have a question from Christian. How did you start playing guitar? Well, I put my fingers on the fretboard.
Well, I went to the store and I bought a guitar.
I begged my parents for years and years and years that I wanted to play guitar, and they finally took me seriously on my 16th birthday. And it's actually a funny story. I had like 2 or 3 close friends come to like a small intimate gathering at my parents' house for birthday cake and whatnot. Everybody's getting cars, they're turning 16, everybody's getting their license. they bring out a little ring box, and my one friend goes, "Holy shit, she's getting a car! Oh my god!" And I was like,
First curse of the night from Kailyn.
Look around you, like, we're broke. No, not gonna happen. So then I opened it up, and my mom was clever. She put a little guitar pick in there. I was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" And my brother came around the corner and handed me acoustic. It was I don't know how to say if it's Aria or Araya. It was a little acoustic electric from. We had one music store in town, and it was more of a Christian bookstore than it was a music store. And I remember my mom taking me in there and going, "Okay, well, what do you like?" I was like, "I don't freaking know. I don't something that sounds like a guitar." And I was like, yeah, we're looking, but this will never happen. This has gone on for years. And then they presented it to me, and from there, it's been nonstop. Well, I did acoustic for about like 10 years, and just, like I said, songwriting, learned a basic chord library, and just wrote my own songs for a while. And then I kind of lost momentum for a while. And then it wasn't until I picked up my electric and got serious last year and was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to learn to appreciate tone and what makes tone, and invest in some good gear. So relit the passion here.
Nice. And congrats on the first cuss. I think I won the pool.
EJ, what is your answer?
On what was the question? I was vaping.
How did you start playing guitar? What got you to pick up a guitar?
Well, my brother plays bass or played bass when I was a teenager. Probably I was about 13 years old, and he just put it in my hands, and you know, I just love the power of the sound. And but you know what, of course, I was in the early 80s. I was just coming into my teenage years, and I fell in love with all the riff gods, and that's what I wanted to do. So that's kind of what got me started. My brother was my main influence. He taught me some licks, and then I transcended that and started looking at the Scorpions, Dokken, Judas Priest, all these just amazing guitar players, and that's what got me.
Nice.
Yep.
Just subscribe to your Christian. I gotta do that before I forget.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the page to open. I decided to go ahead and do it now so I wouldn't forget. I've been waiting.
How about you, Ben?
For me, well, I grew up with Dad gigging, so let me think. I would have been the summer after 8th grade. I said to him, "Hey, Dad, I want to learn bass," and he said, "Smart idea, because you know you're always looking for a bass player.
Yeah,
He says you could always have a gig playing bass."
Yep.
So I needed a bass, so he called up one of his old bass players who had retired from playing. He says, "Hey, do you still got your bass?" "Yeah, it's been sitting under the bed." "Okay." So I had an El Degas P bass copy, and then I got an old GBX amp from another local retired player because Dad made another phone call, which is a Canadian company, solid state amp. Played it for about 4 months, and I thought, it's just kind of jamming along with AC/DC songs. I'm like, this is boring as hell. I'm sorry, you know, I just can't do just straight eighth notes. And so I said to Dad, I said, I want to learn to play guitar. And I decided January 1st, so it'd be an easy date to remember. I said, I want to learn to play guitar. He's like, okay, not having fun with bass? I said, no, I really want to play guitar. He goes, okay, well, until you get something, there's my amp, there's my telly, have fun. And I was so disappointed because it's a Fender Telecaster through a Silverface Vibrolux with no gain, that it was the cleanest tone known to man. And I'm just like, this sucks. I don't sound cool at all. And until I got my first dirt box, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah,
I get it. And it was, I got a Boss distortion feedbacker and a Boss CE2 chorus. I traded my bass rig for 2 or 3 pedals, because pedals were worth so much money in the late 80s. And and haven't looked back.
I find bass boring.
Oh.
Hi, Michael B. Sorry.
You're not playing.
Hey, I tell you what, you might think this is crazy, but disco era bass player bass playing is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Funk bass.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Bootsy Collins.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
My friend had commented. I put up a bass cover of System of a Down, Toxicity the other night, and I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm like, Yeah. He's like, your meh face is like so condescending. Like, I'm so bored with this. I'm like, I really was.
Trying to butter me up. He says he was inspired by me and a lot of people on this channel to buy and relearn the guitar. Been relearning since March of this year.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is really cool.
I do have
Mike.
I do have a quick answer. In kindergarten, my teacher brought in an acoustic and she sang and played. It was a Simon and Garfunkel song. Slow down, you move too fast, or something like that. And if that's even them. And I was like, I want to do that. So when my parents said, you guys want to take music lessons a year later, my brother said, I want to do drums. And I was like, man. And I said, all right, guitar. And he got a little plastic pad with a rubber, a little plastic thing with the rubber pad on it and two sticks. And he had to take lessons with that. And I got an actual guitar. So I won that one.
And you got a guitar.
I totally won that one.
You won that one.
Yeah.
The first time I saw a guitar, I was like 3 years old in Sunday school. And this guy came in for Advent, for any of you Catholics out there. And he was singing some Christmas songs. And I was like, holy crap, he's like playing guitar, but I realized that he wasn't playing the melody. He was accompanying, how do you say that? Himself. And I was like, that's what I need. That's what I need to do. I need to get a guitar so I can play something and sing along to it. That's when it connected. And then I was sort of obsessed. I don't know if anybody of my generation is out there. There was a show on Nickelodeon called the Fred Penner Show. It was just this like hippie guy who was in the woods with his little toucan puppet.
Canadian. He's Canadian.
Yes. And I watched that like religiously when I was a kid. I was like, I want to be Fred Penner when I grow up. I want my acoustic guitar and I want a toucan puppet to deliver my mail. That's the dream.
Amanda would know that. She's got a great memory. Is Fred Penner Canadian? But a lot of the folk musicians of the 60s did. When the 70s came, they all became children's artists.
He was born in Winnipeg.
There we go.
Yep.
Winterpeg, as we call it.
Winterpeg.
Yep. They have summer 1 week in August.
Yay, he's still alive. Oh, I would love to meet Fred Penner.
Yeah, he plays around here sometimes.
I'm going to Canada. I'd be like, you, sir, inspired this. I have nothing to show for it, but...
Yeah, she says still tours. Very nice, very
now,
nice.
Now, under the Confessions label, what was the first record, 45, CD, or cassette, or whatever that you got as a kid?
Oh, God, that's embarrassing.
That you wanted, not that an aunt gave you, but the one you wanted.
That's embarrassing.
I can go first.
Go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not it.
It was Old Black Water.
Nice. That is my favorite Doobie Brothers track.
Yep. Yep.
How about you guys? Because mine's a pretty obvious answer if you're my age. I'll say it. Mine was Michael Jackson's Thriller. Me and millions of others. Yeah, that was the first LP I ever had. That was new and mine and.
Oh, Kiss Alive in the chat. Yes.
Oh yeah, the double album. I had that.
I had originals, Kiss Alive 2, all of them. Yeah. Destroyer.
Dave R says, yeah. Atlantis was on Nickelodeon's. You can't do that on television. Before it was Nickelodeon's, can't do it on television. It was CJOH, the local Ottawa station where they shot it. Canadian content.
I think
Nickelodeon just re-shows a bunch of Canadian shows, apparently.
Yeah, Paw Patrol. Oh my God, they're all Canadian.
R2R3 wins best first album. Led Zeppelin 1. That's too cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, China Guitar Skeptic. Hey, man, it's good to see you.
Well, mine was pretty lame. I was like, how old was I? I was as old as she was. So, if any of you remember the operatic singing 14-year-old Charlotte Church, I saw her on Oprah and I was like, I need her CD because I wanted to be her. And that was my first CD that I got for Christmas when I got my first little boombox CD
And
player.
I'm going to say again, thanks to the three of you, because I'm getting a lot of names in here I haven't seen before. So I'm going to blame you guys.
Nice.
And thank you. Welcome to anyone that's new. And Irvin Gaunt, nice to see you out of Guelph, Ontario.
Oh, hey, Arvin. I thank Arvin for checking out my videos. He's on them. He at least says hi on them. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice.
Dave R got Motley Crue as his first bought.
That was a
CD.
huge.
Theater of Pain.
Oh my
Nice.
God! Shout at the devil! I had that whole Vincent Price line memorized.
Me too.
Yeah, it was like there was 3 albums you had to have in 1985. That guy. It was Theater of Pain, Twisted Sisters, Stay Hungry, and Quiet Riot's Mental Health. If you didn't have those 3 albums, you weren't even getting talked to.
God, 80s were
that's
so
right.
much more metal. God, the 90s I got boy bands and Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And I shared a room with my sister who listened to boy bands and Britney Spears.
Blame grunge. Grunge killed all that.
Yeah, it wasn't until my brother, for some reason, got
Mid-80s, you had Van
into
Halen on the
my
pop
brother
radio,
got into
Van
an
Halen.
Eminem phase, and he started driving and wanted to impress girls, so he was like playing rap in his 1980 whatever Mustang that he restored. It's like, here's all my CDs, and he gave me like System of a Down, and what else did he give me? Alien Ant Farm and some Weezer, and I was like, what is this? Where has this been my entire life? And that's when my rock and roll journey started.
Hey,
But I was
thrash
a-
metal and fun. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say thrash metal and fun riffs. He said it wrong. He has to say it like Jose Mangan on Liquid Metal. Effin' Slayer. You got to say it Effin' Slayer.
Yeah.
There we go. And Christian, I just subbed you, buddy. I'll check out your stuff. So yeah, it's awesome. And if you guys enjoy this and you're new to the channel, like China Guitar Skeptic, welcome. Please hit the subscription and make sure that bell looks like it's wrong. And since we're an hour in, I'm going to mention the channel sponsors of Renofin Guitars and Arden's Music. Check them out. They're both awesome. There's links down below. And the fact that we have a contest going on. Did we see Scott Nickerson in the chat earlier? I can't remember. But to donate to the channel, an MXR super badass distortion pedal that you can enter to win by sharing any video on the channel on Twitter or Facebook and tag me as dbenCoombs in the tweet or the post. And you get entered to win. The draw is September 6th, and then we will have you email us at the email down below and get your shipping information, and you will have an MXR super badass distortion.
So weird.
Caleb Rapoport. If
And you
Caleb's
have
watching.
such a TV commercial voice. You should do voiceovers.
Thank you very much, Gold Top.
Brought to you by
And toss your hair when you say it.
yeah, Arden's Music.
Hey, Craig. Good to see you.
Hey, Jamal's back. Hey, Jamal.
What's up?
Hey, Jamal. Hope you're not working too hard. You know what it probably is. Jamal had to leave because he was moving some luggage and he found a 6-string and well, let's see what he's got here. Oh, yeah, I played a couple tunes and put it back because fortunately it was a lefty. Man. All right, more alcohol. I'm getting entirely too hyper.
Here's a question. Where do you put your picks when you're done playing? Are you a string tucker? Are you a fifth pocket tucker? Are you a toss it on top of the amp person?
I have a pick purse.
A pick purse?
Yeah.
Coin
Oh.
pocket.
Coin pocket,
I
yeah.
keep
Fifth pocket.
I keep
there.
mine in a brandy snifter.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, for my sister, new from KTEL. Stacks of wax to help you relax. Golden oldies to make you feel moldy.
Hey, do you remember the Freedom Rock commercial?
That's Freedom Rock, dude. Crank it up.
Yeah. Hey, man, what's that? It's Freedom Rock. We'll crank it up.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm just picturing Ted Nugent.
No, Credence.
Oh, Credence. I thought you were saying Freedom Rock, and I'm just picturing
Yeah,
Ted
no, it is
Nugent.
Freedom Rock, but Credence would be more of a style on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm down with that.
Does anyone fear the red light when recording?
No.
I
Because
take
I'm usually
about
not
20,
sober when I record.
20 takes from my phone. But yeah, when I go to actually record and I got my little studio set up, I've got my focus right here, then I was like, I'm going to record my songs. Yeah. I take about 20 takes and get frustrated and just walk away. That's
In
why
case I didn't say
my
it
stuff is
earlier,
recorded.
Mitch Heyman, if you're still watching, I sent you the invite, buddy. Jump on in. And same as Terry's GG&G, jump in anytime. We passed the 9 o'clock hour. Hey, Mark Taylor, good to see you, buddy. There's something else I was going to mention too.
Good night, Casper. I know it's late over there in the UK. All the UK people watching. Thank you.
Yeah, get your rest, buddy.
Thank you.
That's dedication.
Altoids 10 for plectrums. Nice. Yeah, I keep some picks in my wallet in the change area as well.
I can say scratch plate, but I cannot say plectrum. I have to say pick.
You say scratch plate all the time.
Yeah, I've been trained.
I get a kick out of it. I've been watching your videos. And it's like, I'm doing the Roycaster scratch
because if
plate.
I say pick guard, then Gold Top 362, I think his username is going to say no. It's a scratch plate. Especially when dealing with Rory Gallagher, which I shouldn't say Gallagher anymore. I should say Gallagher.
However, though, you are building a replica of guitar that was designed and built in California.
This is true.
So, yeah. Now, if you're building a British guitar, definitely has a scratch plate. You use a plectrum on it. Playing through your valve amps and
yeah. Not your tubes, your valves.
It was funny. I discovered that pedal show a couple of years ago, and I remember going over to Rich's place after watching a couple episodes. I'm like, just to confirm, valves are tubes, right? And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay. He goes, you've been watching British stuff, haven't you? I'm like, yes, I have.
I got so mixed up watching Andersen's music channel when I was researching my amp, and I was like, okay, is it a valve? Is it a tube? Is it the same thing? I don't know. Before I put a YouTube video out there.
Scorpion's Blackout. Oh yeah, 9 Fathoms. Ben, you're not a fan of the Scorpions, are you?
Never got into them. I can appreciate them. You know, like it wasn't like, oh, they're terrible. It was just, just not my bag. I think they ruined it for me with between Rock You Like a Hurricane being overplayed and then that flippin' ballad.
Yeah.
I thought it was great just because they didn't know English very well, so you know their idiom wasn't quite right, and some of their lyrics you can tell.
Mm-hmm. You're like ready and loud, ready and loud.
yeah.
Ben, my mason jar's empty.
Mine too.
Sad.
Mine not so much.
Yeah,
this has lasted me since.
If yours
I brought this back.
You're in trouble. Ben will not be at work tomorrow.
No.
Ben will not be hosting any shows or Vedas. He will be dead.
Yes, I did, Mitch. I sent you the invite directly through Hangouts. Mitch likes to message me, not on Facebook as my personal page, but my Ben Coombs music page. And I never answer this page except for Mitch.
I've got a question for you guys. Who is your real life guitar hero, meaning someone you have either texted or emailed and gotten a response back within like the last week? Someone you personally know.
Within the last week, no less.
All right, last month. Who is your real life guitar hero?
I got that. John Mulvey.
All right, John Mulvey, you've been named. Who's that?
I can say my dad.
He was let me look up here to give you a better reference. He was on, I think, the EVH, one of the EVH interviews. Let me make sure I'm not saying it wrong. I took one guitar lesson from him just off the live stream, and it was incredible.
See, this is why I don't like
somebody else go.
I lose stuff.
Hey, Ben.
Oh, he's Mayhem wearing a toque.
Is that Mitch?
Oh, there's Mitch.
That Mitch? Hey,
See,
Mitch.
I'm trying to get Mitch on here, and then all of a sudden I look up and there's Mitch. So, I almost cursed. I almost said F it. So screw it. Mitch is here. We are good.
Hey, I want to answer Kaylyn's question.
Port of the Canucks.
Go for it.
What was Kaylyn's question?
Who is
About
your
the
real life guitar hero?
Oh yeah, right.
That you've recently had contact with. And being the YouTube nerd that I am, all mine are from YouTube. And I've had an interaction with a Dunby out of I think she's out of Norway.
Yes.
Rachel
He's
F.
adorable.
And Jassy J, Jassy's One Girl Band. She actually subscribed to my channel. That's the biggest subscriber that I have.
Nice.
But matter of fact, I have a picture of her right here, signed.
She's really good.
He's a Patreon.
Well, I can
Yes,
say
I am.
for this week, Kailyn, not a guitar hero of mine, but I was in communication with an actual rock star this week, if you want to call him that.
Yeah.
For those who are in the Facebook group, I dropped some news because I know we have some Jakey Lee fans in the audience. That if you're in the Facebook group, you saw I put in a link for the new preview for the Red Dragon Cartel album that's coming out. And this Darren James Smith lives an hour up the road from me, and I was talking with him about trying to get him on the channel. He's
Jamal
not coming
says
on the channel.
hero is Shane from In the Blues. Aw.
I'll go with that one too, because I was emailing with Shane this week too. So there you go. Bragging it up. Just pat myself on the back here.
It's nice meeting everybody.
Howdy.
Hey, Mitch.
Howdy. I'm from Hanover, Pennsylvania.
I didn't see your link, Michael B.
Yeah, it blocked it. It said, "Oops, sorry." It's 3G
weird.
3gguitars.rocks. Is I got him on. I met him on one of the interviews on one of the guitar channels, that we all follow. It was about the time of the FU Tone interview. It was like a week before that. 3gguitars.rocks.
Oh, cool.
The guy is
Yeah,
incredible.
that was fun.
I just listened to that Christian Pfeiffer that EJ just mentioned. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Amazing, yeah.
Christian's taking off after tonight.
Well, I subbed to him.
I just realized that half our panel is vapors. Welcome to Vape Talk.
Is that absolute mayhem? It is.
Not me. Not
Hey.
me.
It's
What's up,
Wayne.
Absolute Mayhem?
There's the smoke.
If Guitar Hack was here, I was going to show him. I made I had a school project in college where we had to make a brochure about ourselves as like an intro to graphic design. So I made guitars and cigars. And I wanted to show that to him because it is just cheesy and awesome. And I know he smokes cigars.
Christian says, I actually worked with Mark Bryan from Hootie and the Blowfish at his home recording studio a few months ago. Very cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Very cool.
Paul
Took
took
lessons
lessons
with
from
Robert Baker for several months.
Nice.
Paul Luke, awesome. That reminded me of something in one era.
Thanks for the sub, Jamal. Awesome.
Awesome. Jamal spreading that love. Oh, we got 38 people watching. I have no idea how many thumbs ups because I can't tell on a Google Hangout.
37.
37 thumbs ups?
Yep.
That's insane. Thank you,
Wow.
guys.
Record breaking, isn't it? So
Islander
far.
Winder, good to see you. Good to see you, Sonia.
Here's another one.
Sonia, hey.
Yeah,
It's like
here's-
people
Hey,
come in
Sonia.
waves. It's like every 15 to 20 minutes. You ever notice that? It's like 3 or 4 people will drop in all at once. And I didn't even say okay, folks, we're wrapping things up. Because as soon as you do that, that's when you get like 20
That's when you
people.
get everybody shows up. I just got off work. Don't go.
Yeah. Oh, 38. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, so if you have any questions for the panel, ask away.
My real life guitar hero, I never got to answer that, was actually my buddy Brandon, who is deceased now. He was amazing. I remember it. He must have been like 10 or 12 because I was probably about 13. And he and his buddies were getting a band together. Everybody's like, "Oh, Brandon plays guitar," and I'm like, "I want to do that. That's my dream. I want to play guitar." And I was like, "Well, what can this kid really do?" This kid was a shredder. By the age of 16, I had the pleasure of doing some music with him in some high school productions. Oh my God, he was amazing. But unfortunately, like most musicians, he got a hold of the bad drugs and he overdosed. And I'm just like, what a waste of talent.
Yeah, Kailyn wrote an amazing
drugs,
song.
Yeah, I wrote a song. I'm writing a song for him that I'd like to have done by September. They're doing like it's like Purple Awareness in Kent County, Maryland. They're doing an opioid awareness thing. Yes, I'm in Maryland. I actually used to live in Pennsylvania.
So we're in Maryland.
I'm on the Eastern Shore in Kent County, in Chestertown.
Okay, you're probably closer to Paul Reed Smith.
Yes, I actually went there last month because it's 45 minutes from here.
Mitch, are you telling us you didn't watch her PRS tour?
Yes.
I must have missed it. I just started. I think it started following you a week or so ago.
The only video I ever edited.
I was born.
We got some more people
in
jumping in here.
Baltimore.
You're Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah, I was born in Baltimore, but I've been in Pennsylvania for 25 years.
Okay, hon. Nice to hear you from Baltimore.
Get some natty bob and some crab, honey.
Yes.
Yes.
Get your Old Bay chips.
Yeah. Now I'm only just over the Maryland line, so I still work in Maryland. But where I live in Hanover, Pennsylvania, it's supposedly the snack capital of the world. We got potato chips, Snyder's.
Yeah.
I have a question for everybody. What does everybody use to tune their guitars? I know Mitch has one on his.
Well, before you answer that, I'm just going to quickly say shout out to Charlie S. and Jimmy T for joining us.
Hi, Charlie S.
Oh, yeah.
And
Hey, Jimmy T.
Good to see both of them. Great
Your
guys.
audio is very low, Wayne.
Yeah, it could just be. I moved the mic away because I was vaping, so I didn't kill everybody.
Oh, we want to hear that hiss and crackle of your coils.
Yeah, come on. Here, I'll turn up Wayne a bit.
So you're close to Ocean City, right?
Yeah. That's a frequent spot in the summertime. My husband despises it.
Oh, I like
Ocean
it.
City is stuck in the 80s. The hotels at least are, and it's very much a hustle and bustle type of beach. You've got
check
clubs
us out
and your bars and stuff.
Check us out. Back in I'm 63, but back in 1970, 70 and 71, I worked when high school was out. We worked down there for the summer at those t-shirt shops.
Yeah.
Now you're probably familiar. You know where Ripley's Believe It or Not is?
Yep.
Okay. It used to be the Pier Ballroom on top.
By the pier, yeah.
Below it was a t-shirt shop and one of them junk stores. I worked in there, but they had top bands playing there. They had Electric Light Orchestra playing in there. First time I ever met anybody with an English accent. I sold a couple. They came in the store, and I sold a couple of them t-shirts. Then BB King was there. Like at the end of near the end of the night, you could just go up in there. They were getting ready to quit playing. But I don't know if you're familiar with Buddy Miles. He was a drummer. He played for Hendrix. Mm-hmm. So at the time he was playing with Climax Blues Band. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yep.
But they're big back in the day. So after they finished playing, we follow them, and they're in the back there. You got that pier, and they had an RV, and so me and my roommate, we went in there, and we went right in the RV.
Into the RV.
Into the and they're smoking pot, and they kicked us out immediately. But
yeah,
it was pretty cool, though. I mean, it was really cool.
That's gutsy.
Oh my! It's 1970, and I think that lasted for a few years, and the merchants complained because it was too loud. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. I saw BB King. He was finished playing because I went up, but he was shaking everybody's hand. That was pretty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any names like that are coming to Ocean City anytime now.
Local bands. That Purple Moose.
All right.
Purple Moose.
Let's go ahead and answer Mayhem's
There's
question.
Ben's butt for anybody who's wondering what it looks like.
The rare sighted.
It's a good thing none of the guys.
It's so skinny, you blink and you miss it.
Timestamp.
You can't hear that, can you?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we can.
Oh.
As
Speaking
far
of
as
tuning-
tuners, I use the app Guitar Tuna on my phone because my batteries have died in my little clip-in snarks, and I have not replaced them.
I use the tuner on this.
Nice.
What is that? Oh, is that line 6? The
Yeah, it's the FB3 foot switch for the Spider 5 240HC.
okay.
What do you use, Mitch?
What do I use? Depending where I'm at. Usually I'm doing stuff upstairs. I got my amps up there. Here, the only thing I got this is guitar rig.
Okay.
Mitch, what do
You
you
know
use for a tuner though? You got a snark on your.
Hey, nice
Yeah,
shot,
it's a,
Jen.
it's a snark. Oh, it's like
I think
it's
these are one of the best inventions. I don't know if it'll show, but
that's it's the same thing. I think
They're
it's
awesome.
the same thing I got. I don't know if you can see that.
What about you, Michael? What do you use to tune?
Polytune clip-on because it fits better on the guitar instead of that big round booger on the edge of your guitar.
I think you got walked on, Kailyn.
What?
And the Polytune pedal as well. Just because I can see it from 4 feet away.
Right. Right. For me, if I'm working on a guitar, I keep one of these handy on the workbench, snark tuner. I got another one at work. And then, obviously, because my pedal board is here for once, it's a rare occasion where I actually have my gear at home. On stage, I use the Outlaw, thank you, Outlaw Effects, 6-shooter tuner. So it's a micro pedal size, which is nice. Nice bright display. And it very similar to the snark with a needle style, and then gets really bright when you hit it direct on. Nice visibility.
Do any of you have tuner shame? There was I forget his name. There's some YouTuber who has a music channel, and he was shaming Sean Daniels for keeping his snark on the headstock. And I was like, what a dork. I'm like, what? He likes his guitar in tune? Is that a bad thing? I don't know.
I'm notorious for that. I can't tune a guitar without a snark. I have to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I'm like, there's more foul in playing a out of tune guitar than keeping a snark on your head.
There you go. Here's my butt again.
This will go out of tune. This is one of those that cheap guitar I got online, but I replaced all electronics. But unfortunately, I didn't replace the tuning pegs. They needed to be changed.
The only issue with the clip-on tuners is when you're in a band setting live, there can be vibrations from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
really?
makes it not work. So you need the pedal as well.
As soon as your bass player starts tuning,
Exactly.
Yeah.
the snark will pick you up.
You need a pedal.
Also, you do need to watch some of them. The rubber they use in the clip itself will affect a nitro finish.
Yes.
Stinking bass
Yeah.
players.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I heard that recently. I don't know who said it.
And let's see here. Johnny says uses snarks thanks to James Orcutt. James is a great guy. And I saw, let's see here, a lot of people jumped in. ZD351? 352?
One of the only
John?
open mic nights I played, I had my snark clipped to the headstock, and then somebody bumped into my guitar that was just kind of propped against the wall, and it went flying, and it smashed, and the clip broke. So I went to go play, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I had just tuned it, and I was like, hopefully it's still in tune, but it took a fall, so I was panicking. There was no way I could tune it.
The snarks are really fragile. I've broken 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
A lot of amps have built-in tuners. Michael B, doesn't the I might be wrong, but doesn't the Katana have a built-in tuner?
No.
And my snark.
I thought I read there was a hidden tuner in there.
No, I don't think so. Maybe in the air, but not the Katana combos.
I've got a
I also
Mustang
wanna-
GT. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to also give a shout out to Jeff Ripplinger. He's fairly new to the channel. He's been tuning in a bit here and there. Good to see you, brother. And I think I missed somebody else too. Scott Nickerson's here. Awesome. Hey, we're talking about your pedal, buddy. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Polytune and the Nitro, Dan. But honestly, dude, I wouldn't leave it on it. Nitro is so sensitive as a finish. I just wouldn't leave it on for any length of time.
See, I wouldn't mind on this
Johnny
guitar
to
of my
his ear.
Strat.
And Phil McKnight actually does a thing where he takes like a snark and he just clips it onto the handle of his amplifier and uses the vibrations out of the amp to tune.
Yeah.
He's too clever. That's awesome.
Clever. Yeah. That's a thinker.
It's like, and apparently these can roll off a shelf 18 inches from the floor twice and be fine. I've just dropped it twice now. what were you saying there, Mayhem, before I interrupted you?
I don't remember.
It is forgotten and
Dave
gone.
Barr says
Totally
Peterson
forgotten.
strobe. Yeah, we'd all love to have a Peterson strobe.
Oh, I was gonna say I got that little practice amp, the Mustang GT that we picked up, Ben, and if you hold down one of the function buttons, it'll turn it into a tuner display, which is really handy.
That's
It's
great.
plugged right into the amp.
Yeah.
Wayne, can we see the your Ibanez that you got from Ben?
Sure, I'll switch. I'll grab it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see any gear, like, feel free, ask away. I think most of us have gear within reach.
Flash your guitar.
I think I actually have most of my gear here. I'm only
Most of my-
missing
It's all
2 guitars.
computer stuff. It's all that.
We don't want computer stuff. Terry's not watching.
You need a computer. We had.
Because if Terry was watching, Terry would be jumping in.
Yeah,
I
where's
know I
Terry?
need a new
Where's
computer.
Terry?
Where is Terry?
Probably in one of the 3 other live streams that are probably live.
All right, I'll see if I can hold this up to the light. Ben, you
Yes,
want to present?
exactly. Too much liquor, Dave. Dave's like, too much liquor? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've had a couple belts of the moonshine. I'm feeling great, and I got to work tomorrow.
That looks
There
nice.
we
I
go.
mean,
All right.
oh my
Oh,
god!
nice.
Should have kept it,
Pointy.
Ben.
Yeah, why'd you get rid of that? I mean, good. Congrats, Wayne.
Well, I'll tell you why I got rid of it. He didn't use it.
At that time, I hated Floyd Rose's.
Yes, he did. He hated anything with a Floyd Rose. It was missing a string, and
Oh no, it was there. It just wasn't attached.
it was like I took it to the local luthier, and it cost me $97. I think about $90. He had it for about 3 weeks, and this guitar is probably the nicest playing guitar I've ever touched. Like the neck on it and the frets are just like butter when you play this thing.
The guy did an amazing setup on it.
Like, I don't know if you can kind of see it on the, but I mean, it is flat. There is like, it's just perfect. There's no gaps. There's no buzz. There's no
That's what I like about Ibanez. They do have flat
just
necks. I like.
solid guitar.
Yeah.
The whole thing is tight. The only thing that's kind of droopy is the whammy bar kind of like dangles a little bit, but
Yeah,
I
you
like-
want it that way, right? Eddie style.
yeah, that's true.
I almost bought
I
one of
can't
those
stand it
Geos.
myself.
Those Ibanez Geos. They go for like 150 on sale at all.
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
one hanging here. Yeah,
But if they're set up right, they play really good.
I had to shim the neck on it. The neck is has a terrible tilt to it, but it sounds awesome. I gotta say, anytime I want to get in a metal mood, I'll play that.
Yeah, that's
We
the other
have
thing.
another
too,
we have another gear request here. Dry Heat would like to see Kaylyn's Deane because he's a Deane free. Yeah, he's got a whole collection of vintage Deans.
Oh.
Kaylyn.
Okay, so this Deane is my husband's Deane. This is the Deane ML. And the story behind this was we were piss poor, and he finally made a couple of bucks off a computer gig and was like, I'm getting myself a guitar. And he walked into Guitar Center and saw this on the wall, and the angel sang, and he's like, that's my guitar.
Very nice.
Put a
Hard
pair
tail.
of Zakk Wylde boomers on it. They do not fit on this nut, and I told him this is going to be under my care once I get the telly done. As you can see from the dust on it, it hasn't been played in well over probably 5 years.
I got it.
So, I mean, but that natural wood look. He named it Bruce after every awesome Bruce there is out there. I don't know if Bruce is in the chat, so that would
Bruce
be a shout out to him. But we've got
I haven't
Bruce
seen
Lee,
Bruce
Bruce
tonight.
Dickinson.
Can you show us the back before you put it up?
They want to see the butt. Here you go.
that's
I almost bought some Deans a couple times. Almost.
I can't say that I've played it myself.
I
But,
want to give a shout out to 9 Fathoms. He said, "Hey Ben," so hey 9 Fathoms, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I do like the. It's a nice chunk of wood.
Later, China Guitar Skeptic. Have a good
Oh,
night.
see you, buddy.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind.
He's a big YouTuber.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow
I'm
his
going
channel.
to
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up his channel as well and subscribe to him. What I've heard.
do any
Who's
of
that,
you
Ben?
play any other stringed instruments? I know once I got a guitar, I'm like, I can play all the strings. So I have a mandolin, I have a dulcimer, I have a ton of ukuleles around here, thanks to Abby.
I can't even play this.
I've been known to fill in as an insult to bass players on occasion.
Okay, yeah. I think all guitar players play that role.
And there are bass players out there. They can shred on them. Believe me, Stanley Clark. It just comes to my mind. But there's a lot of real good bass players out there. I could never do it.
9 Fathom says, you copy, Ben Coombs? As they scroll up, I told you to check out a product for everyone. All right, let me check that out. Let's scroll up.
Is anybody planning on buying anything new or built? I know we know Ben's got some purchases coming. Renofilm.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but
yeah, you all know what I got coming down the pipe.
Yeah, NAMM.
Well, that too. Yeah, I got to save for NAMM after paying for 2 custom guitars. Yeah, fun.
I have a spouse. He keeps my spending in check.
I have to get my knee fixed, and then when you're my age, you have a lot of medical bills going on. And it continues. So
Gotta invest in the bones.
I got a torn meniscus, and it's just
Oh.
That sucks.
Yeah,
dude.
I've been putting it off, and now it's terrible. I got to get it taken.
I've torn both mine multiple times, and it's always a micro tear, and it's just like, yeah, just walk it off for 6 months.
How was the recovery? You didn't get it operated on?
No, I didn't get it operated on, and literally, well, Mayhem knows. I just walked with a limp and wore an elastic knee brace for 6 months.
No, I can't stand it. I mean, I'm jumping. I don't do a lot of physical stuff at work, but I'm jumping. Hey, there's my guitar. But I jump up and down off of a fork truck counting. Hey,
type in the name again, 9 Fathoms. I missed the name of that. He says he found a combination capo and tuner. I dig that idea. I don't currently use a capo, but I used to use one a lot in a previous band.
Are you familiar with? Are you near Fredericksburg, Maryland?
No. That's Western Shore.
We have a production plant there. I work for Dark Container Corporation.
Okay.
Let's
Mark Taylor, I need a wife who also plays guitar. That would solve about 50% of my problems. I have a husband that plays guitar, but he's like, it's just a piece of wood and strings. That's why I'm building the telly.
You should be jamming.
Hey, Kailyn.
Doing the Captain and Tennille,
Yeah.
Hey, Kailyn.
What's up?
Hey, are you? Is Mike opposed to YouTube, or I'd like to see him play? You guys ought to jam together.
I was a photographer for a good 2 or 3 years, and he's like, don't put the camera in my face, because he was my subject for the longest time. I'm like, stay there, hold that, you're in good light. So he was like, I'm done being your subject, your test subject here.
Cool. I'm going to check that out, 9 Fathoms. Thanks. I'll check
Hey,
that
Ben,
out. I'll write that down on the replay.
What's your thought on that, Ben? You see that?
Telly.
Did you not play one?
It's an American Telly.
You not demo one of those?
I used to own one like that.
Parallel Universe American Elite Nashville Telecaster, and it's got a looks like
I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mayhem knows. Yeah. Do I still have a picture of it?
Yeah, did you do a video? You did a video, Ben, didn't you?
Not with this one. This one
Well,
predated YouTube. I did discuss it. The long story that ended up me with my Mexican telly.
But you did play a telly. Am I wrong, or did I see you play a telly?
Oh, several tellies. Yeah, here's one that I owned for about a week. Let's see if that'll come through or not. I say something and then I move it in. So that was the modern player telly.
And you didn't want
Got a Telecaster neck pickup, got a Stratton middle pickup, and a coil tap bridge pickup.
Ooh.
I nicknamed it Jack because it was a jack of all trades to be able to play in a cover band. And within 10 hours of playing time, I started having frets lift out of the fretboard.
Really?
Dang.
So we sent it off to an authorized Fender repair rep who then dropped it during the repair, cracked the finish. It was a discontinued model, and Fender stepped up to the plate because that guitar retailed for $479 before tax, and because they couldn't replace it unless I wanted one in trans black finish, which I find hideous, Dan Sullivan. I said, no deal. Fender said, okay, fine. Just take whatever Mexican telly you like. And so, for retailing at a little over 800 Canadian, I got this thing as a replacement. Thank you, Fender Guitars, because I got this for more or less half price.
So that one's in good shape, obviously.
Oh, this thing, dude! This has been my number. This was my number one for about a year and a half gigging. It's a 2015 Mexican Fender blacktop pickups that put out about 15K, so high output pickups.
Dan's hurts.
I see them used for like $3 something a lot. I think about it, but I'm done. I can't buy anymore. I mean, my wife will. I mean, well, we got this, we got that, Bill, we got Bill. You want to retire in 2 years? No.
Yeah, we need our soundboard here because Johnny says the frets on the jack were jacked.
Oh, yes. I can do the sound effects. I did them last time. If you remember,
and also I do have the sound machine, the same as Johnny's, on order from Amazon. Ordered today or last night. I ordered that.
But
good night, Lloyd. That's Gold Top 362. He's going to bed. He's in the UK.
See you, Lloyd. Thank you very much for joining us. And we got Big Dan Hull in the house. Big Dan Hull, good to see you, brother. It's been a few months. Still want an EVH guitar. A cheap one is good for me, for sure, buddy.
EVH stands for Eddie Van Halen, if nobody knows that.
That's Edward Van Halen.
Edward.
Sir Edward.
Yeah. And if you broadcast on the mobile version of YouTube, it's HV3 because everything's backwards, right?
That's right.
Hey, Mitch, you ever get that tapping part down in Eruption?
Nah, just the beginning of it. I mean, this.
How's your
That
forearm?
just sounded so generic. Hey, did you ever get the tapping part down in the beginning, middle, or end?
So I don't know if how it comes off across here, but just the
Underwater.
I can go down, but when it starts going back up, I had trouble with that. But I didn't really work at it a lot.
Thanks for watching. What's up, Doc? He says, gotta say, loving the show. Good to meet you all.
Thanks for tuning in, buddy. We appreciate the support. We still got
EJ,
32 people watching.
I get distracted really easily. Then last night for 4 hours, I'm trying to do the intro to Clissa Dober for like 4 straight,
wow.
trying to get it down.
You were ambitious.
What was that?
I don't.
I've got one song I have to learn, and I've got another month to learn it. So that's it. And I keep getting off on these side tracks, and it's like, oh no.
Customizing your own pickups.
Plus, Ben has to deal with all of his Veda vlogs as well.
His Vedas.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be glad. As much as I love doing it, I'll be glad when August is over. I'll tell you that much.
No, we're looking
If
forward to Veds. If it vlog every day in September, you got to do it.
Nope. Go back to 3 videos a week, maybe 4 tops.
Hey, Michael B said his batteries are dead.
Yeah, I had a sound thing, but it's dead.
Oh, okay.
Sound thingy.
So, Ben, is there any news that you're going to try and get someone to film one of your live gigs, Ben?
Hey, there he is.
Harry,
The ambassador to the guitar community.
Oh, time he showed up. Jeez.
the king of the mods.
All right, well, now we can leave. No.
I still need a refill, Ben. Can we do a teleportation of liquid here?
I wish teleportation worked, Kailyn. I wish it worked.
I want what Ben's having.
I've got that.
All right.
Just
I'll
gotta
have a third sip, but this is my last sip of this for the night. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, do I have the right audio here?
The voice of God.
Dang. That wasn't a sip. That was a gulp.
Ooh. I just saw more chest hair appear.
Isn't this posers with hockey sticks?
Oh, man.
Okay, is it bad? I thought that was a
ready to
Kramer
play some
headstock
hockey.
for a split second.
Yes.
I just saw the upper curve. I'm like, ooh, that's an 80s Kramer. What do you got there, Terry? You said you wanted to show something off.
It's a hockey stick.
Is it that cold?
Yeah, seriously, you guys with your hats on, I'm like dying. I've got a softbox on. It's an LED light, and I'm like, God, it's probably the moonshine. Just the moonshine.
There we go. Hatless. The rare hatless.
There, I'll put my toque back on since Terry's wearing his toque.
Now, I have never. What
It
is
was
that
really,
a
really
Canadian thing? Toque?
Toque, yes.
Toque?
Yes, two.
But it has to have the ball on the top.
It has to have a pom pom. If it doesn't have a pom pom, then it's just
Aha.
whatever you Americans call it.
I
A
never-
woolen ski cap.
Well, yeah, I never know what to call it because everybody has their own thing. Some people call it a beanie. Some people say it's a what did Stewie
See,
he said a
when I
hoop cap.
When I think of a beanie, I think of a ball cap with no brim with a propeller on the top. That's a beanie.
These get hot fast indoors, though. Wow.
Oops, or where it's at. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when you know your level of douchery is pretty high when you're wearing a wool cap in like 90-degree weather with like dreadlocks tucked up under them. Like you have to be hot. You're just trying to be cool.
Ah, that's what I forgot to bring down. I do actually have my first headstock toque. I'm getting toques for all the headstocks of all my guitars.
Oh my God.
So, I have a toque for my
To match the Canucks.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Canucks. Sorry, Canucks, not Canucks.
All right, I'm back to normal me.
How's the speed demon?
Big Dan Hall says, just drank 10 shots of Everclear to outdrink my son. Alcohol don't affect me much. God, I guess not.
You don't
Yeah.
have a liver, then. My God. Question for the panel from Christian Pfeiffer. Favorite songwriter?
Ooh.
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 We'll get back to you in like 20 minutes.
Can I choose a songwriting duo?
Sonny and Cher, I knew it.
I was thinking Jagger and Richards myself, but if I gotta choose one person, I'll go with Jimmy Page.
Oh, yeah.
After the earlier videos, I had to try to kind of do a Canucks kind of thing or whatever.
My favorite
So how
songwriter
many
is
channels were you modding tonight, Terry? 6,
Yeah,
7?
I don't know. God,
the Mod Squad God.
I actually fell asleep.
We were wondering because I was like, "Hey, man, here's the link. Jump in at 9," and I'm like, "You can jump in anytime, bud." And then I hadn't seen you in the chat in a while. I figured you were off modding somewhere.
No, I don't
Hi,
think there's
Fred
anyone
Langer.
else.
Hi, guys. Just tuned in from Fred.
No, I had to get my mom her stuff and then I had to
Welcome.
put on that stuff.
My most recent songwriting hero is this guy on YouTube. His name's Taylor Wheeler. He's got like maybe 20 videos, and he just did Fender's Undiscovered Artist of the Year out in Bristol. He writes these phenomenal songs. Like he's an old soul. He should have been like a 70s guitar songwriter. He's just amazing. The lyrics he comes up with are so just abstract and amazing and rock and roll. So if you have a chance to check him out, Taylor Wheeler on YouTube.
Cool.
For songwriters, for me, it's Neil Young. You can listen to any one of his albums.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great music writer.
I'm with Dave R in the chat. I'm going to go with Gilmore and Waters.
Good combo. See, that's why I mentioned a songwriting combo, because a lot of times, it's like the guitar player comes up with the song, the singer comes up with the lyrics, or, Neil Peart from Rush did the lyrics for all the Rush songs, stuff like that. All right, the hat's coming back on. The headphones won't stay on.
Need a headphone holder.
Your hair's too silky and luscious.
Ben's hair is gonna have its own Instagram
Bless
page.
you. Yes.
Yeah. benshair.com.
He's going to have his own beauty YouTube channel.
Well, Kailyn, didn't you buy hair extensions from Ben?
Yes, these are all Ben's clippings from over the years.
I donated it.
Yes.
She's actually wearing my hair.
These are locks of love, of
In
Canuck
case you
love.
didn't know, the Canucks Guitar T-shirts are made of Ben's hair.
That's why they're so soft.
It's from the locks of Ben's love, eh?
I will say something that's funny regarding my hair. I had a lady come out to our gig last weekend.
Good night, R2.
I haven't seen her in ages. Hey, see you, R2. Thanks for hanging in, buddy. Married to one of my ex's cousins, so obviously I hadn't seen her in a few years, and she's like, wow, your hair's got so long. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't cut it since you got married. And she's like, that was 3 years ago. I was like, I know.
Nice. So in 3 years, you all could look like Ben Coombs.
In theory. Love the chat. Hey, I'm glad you found us, Fred. Thanks for tuning in. Give us the thumbs up, subscribe if you dig what we're doing. This is a pretty regular occurrence on Sunday nights. I started usually on Sundays, I should say, either an interview with somebody specific, or we do these hangouts and everybody kind of jumps in and we just have a great old time. Terry's been on a few, Mitch has been on a few. Mayhem shows up sooner or later. Sometimes it might just be the after party, but hey.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, actually, yeah. Ding.
Yeah, I haven't cursed on
as
this
I
one
recall,
yet.
it was one of our late night hangouts, Michael, that you discovered the channel because I think you were doing server upgrades or something.
Yes.
And we were on I think we went until 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that. And you kept tuning in. You're like, you guys are still going? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I worked all night. It was the first time I had seen the channel.
Oh, Amanda doesn't have your hair blessing, Ben. No way. I have tried, and I share the genes. She can't grow her hair long like yours. See, the boys get the long eyelashes and they get the great hair, I swear.
Because you spend too much time on your hair. Don't wash it. Don't process it. Body wash twice a week. That's it.
Body wash.
Shampoo and body wash twice a week. That's it.
You have a point.
Yeah, you got to put it back and forget it. That's how it stays good.
Wet it and forget it.
Use lots of dirt.
No, I think Dan Sullivan is biased here. He says, I love subscriber hangouts. So nice to see people that you've talked to. Would that be because he was the featured guest on the last one?
Little biased.
Yeah. I had to throw it out there, buddy. And Kailyn, you mentioned earlier you're hoping Guitar Hack would tune in.
Yes.
He will not, because he's off gigging tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. He and I, we talk a few times a week.
He's one of those real musicians who doesn't hang out on YouTube all the time.
Yeah. That was me the last 2 weeks, right? Crickets. Yeah.
I had to mute my line.
Johnny says hair today, Ben tomorrow.
Thanks, Christian Pfeiffer. That's fake. I am balding. This is my new her. I ordered it off the internet.
Kailyn's got the good heart.
I got the good her.
Yeah.
I got my her.
The internet, not just for guitar parts anymore.
Just for clarification, this is Han Solo, not Tupac.
I had no idea what that comment was about. Oh, man.
There you go, Amanda. Yeah, just follow my advice on hair.
Yeah, body wash.
Lack of hair care.
Now, what kind? Are we talking like Old Spice or just like Suave 3-in-1?
Old Spice 2-in-1. Actually, no, I got the 3-in-1. I'm going hardcore now. I got the 3-in-1.
Get
2
all three
handfuls of
processes
dirt, 3 dabs of Brute 33,
We
2 things
can
of gel.
thank Mama for that. She got the seniors discount at the Shoppers Drug Mart, Terry. So, you need anything at the Shoppers Drug Mart? I got the discount. All right, yeah. Pick up some Old Spice.
Hey, Terry, you confused a lot of Canadians. You said 2-pack, and they thought they meant two 12-packs of beer to make a 2-4.
Yeah, the 2-pack. Isn't that half Bud Light, or half Blue Light?
Oh, God.
Guitar players
Amanda,
should use Axe, Amanda.
Amanda said use Axe.
Nobody should use Axe. Although I will admit, I carry a mini bottle of Axe in my backpack because you play 3 or 4 sets for some nights, and I always bring a spare T-shirt because you're soaking wet and you don't smell pretty. And it's just like, people come up there like, "Oh, you played wonderful," and you're like, "Yeah, I stink. Sorry." You know?
Time to smell like a 16-year-old.
Axe.
Yep, pretty
body
much.
spray.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody else have any questions in the chat here? Terry, did you have something you wanted to show off?
What?
No?
I
Oh, so
can't
you're
hear you.
cribbing. Oh, it's just the
I think
outfit.
Mitch is dying to play.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not.
I'm sensing that.
Mitch has the itch.
Yeah, but you can't.
You're kind of drowning us out, Mitch.
You can hear it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can
Oh, I
hear
thought
it. It's over top of everything.
I'm sorry because it's not registering on
God.
the meter. I'll turn it off.
Ah.
It wasn't registering on the meter, so I thought it wasn't coming out at all.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't
sound
mean-
good.
Nah,
No.
I've, like when you talk, you'll see the green meter.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
would
yeah.
strum, I'm not seeing it, so I'm thinking you don't hear anything.
I thought you were trying to get
Oh,
Ben to
sorry.
shut you down.
You almost got moderated by Terry.
Yeah. There you go. Man, yeah.
I can't moderate
Okay.
here.
See, I
That's Ben.
I got my focus right. The guitar's hooked up to that, going to this
Okay.
computer. Then I have my mixer going to the same computer, my Mackie, and
Love the Mackies.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta mute it on the Hangouts page.
what's that?
You gotta mute it on the Hangouts page if you don't want it to be heard.
I know I did mute. Oh, I've been muted on there.
Let's see
Oh.
here.
But I
Michael
didn't-
B has a question in the chat. I wonder who on the channel has used Aquanut Extra Holds Super Hold in the 80s. Guilty as charged.
Yeah, me
Guilty
too.
as charged.
I'm trying to
Not
find. I don't think I have a picture of me with the hair up.
I didn't have this much hair back in the day, but what hair I had was nice and big when I was going out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I got a problem.
More noise, yes.
What are your
Seamus,
guys? Do you have any guitar pet peeves? For instance, mine is when the strap is twisted behind my back. It's like just as
Oh, I
bad
hate that.
sock slipping into your shoe feeling where you're just like, ugh, gotta fix it.
Guitar pet peeves. Like to grab the G string at the nut. Because you can barely tune a stock Gibson because it's like, oh, close, and you hear that tink, and it goes up like a full half step. Then you back it down, and it's like close, tink, and it's always right at the exact pitch you want. It never grabs when you're down half a step. It always grabs just as you're about to tune it in.
I have
the
no
G-string and the nut
idea.
is the worst.
No idea what you just said. I just heard G string and nut, and it all just went over.
Tug the G string and it all comes apart. Yep.
Ben, there's a fix for that. The
Yes.
string butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strings go straight through.
I thought he was gonna say
Now they
boxers.
need to come out with a string
See,
made.
all I do is I take some 600 grit sandpaper, wrap it around the G string, rub it a couple of times, and then it slides nice and easy.
Yeah.
Kailyn shaking her head.
The 14-year-old boy is just awake in my head going,
Yeah, Big Dan Hall, I hear you. I hear you, Big Dan.
9 Fathom says, I hate sound guys. I love sound guys because I used to be a sound guy. And you are always nice to your sound guy. Because why? If you're a dick to me, oh, dude, you are not going to sound good that night on that stage.
I hate
I hate those
Volume
sounds.
keeps
You're
dropping
getting
up.
all mid. You're going to get all highs, and you're going to sound like you're playing through a little practice amp. And I've done it. If you're a real jerk to me, like singers that abuse my microphones, forget it.
Here's one to go with the 14-year-old boy in my head. How many of you started playing guitar because it was like an actual passion? How many were like, I'm going to get laid?
Comment?
Definitely wasn't in my mind.
14.
Guilty.
Well, I didn't start playing when I was in high school. I just quit for a long time.
Stevie T's got a cool video on that about do guitar players get chicks?
Nice.
Well,
I gotta check that out.
He's amazing.
Yes, you can still get women even today gigging. And that's all I'll say on that.
Well, I can tell you, it didn't help in 1976, no, 75 or 74.
Yeah.
When we used to play bull roast and all that stuff, and everybody else did, but not me.
I want to hear somebody's story where it's like I play guitar and then you're like, hey, here's my bit.
Well, there was a night where the opening, I had a single artist open for me as a band, and he was perusing the clientele, we'll say, while I was playing. And I have, for those who know, I have a roadie that comes out and volunteers to help with the band, and he always rides with me. And literally, we're tearing down. When Forrest comes up, he goes, I met these two women. I immediately looked at Richie, and I said, hey, can you drive Mark home? And he's like, why? I'm like, women. He's like, yep, done deal. Mark comes in from hauling out gear, and I'm like, by the way, you're riding home with Richie. He's like, why? I'm like, I just made other plans. And he was like,
he got
what?
lucky.
What kind? Oh, yeah. He took a look. He took one look over at our opening act. He went, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. He goes, see you tomorrow. The rest of the band's just because they're all married and stuff, and I'm the one single guy in the band. So.
And no one has a guitar to play the wow chicka wow wow.
Hey, my sister says plugging
Hey,
ears
Kailyn.
if this is a Ben story.
What's up?
If you check your analytics on your YouTube studio and the gender of your subscribers, I'm sure yours says mostly males.
Yeah.
Well, ours probably does too.
Hey, no, actually, since my sister started watching, Sonia started watching, and Guitar Girl started watching, my demographics have now shifted to 99.4% male.
EJ, what's it mean?
Right.
EJ, what's it mean? On mine it says other. No. Just kidding.
Well,
That's
gendered.
That's
Mitch,
YouTube watching you.
Mitch, that's because of me. I'm sub to you, Mitch. That's why.
me too.
You either are attracting the transgendered or animals.
I tell you,
Yeah.
since I got in this community, now I've been subscribed to YouTube before Google bought them, and it's 8 or 10 years or whatever. And I maybe 7 months ago I had 30 subscribers. Now I got 130 just from
You're welcome.
you people. Originally it was just like computer repair stuff. I would put stuff like, I don't know, doing weird, computer stuff. But now it's all music stuff. But I never tried to monetize. I never wanted to monetize.
Well, I'll tell you, Mitch, I started the channel. Well, you guys all know how it is on the busier channels.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to ask a question one night on Steve from Boston. And I remember even Terry was posting my question for me.
Yeah.
And to get an answer. And I didn't get an answer. And I'm like, okay, fine. It's a busy channel. And I'm kind of that baseball rule. Like, Mitch, if you ask a question for, say, Steve, if he doesn't answer it after a minute after the third time you post it, 3 strikes, I'm going to answer it. Because obviously you want to give the host of the channel the benefit to answer these questions. And so I'd answer a question. I remember R2 was the first guy. All of a sudden he subscribes me because he's liked my answer. And then Bruce subscribed to me because he liked my answer. And I'm like, wow, these guys are subscribing to me, and I'm just a dude in the chat. I wonder what would happen if I actually started a channel, and sure enough, place for the chatters to hang out and answer questions.
I found you. I was researching something, and I found you. You were repairing some guitar, and that's when I started following you.
Okay.
I was brought here by Cheddar, who's not in the chat. I'm very sad. Cheddar, you're
Yeah,
missed.
where's Cheddar?
He said he wasn't going to be on.
He's melted
Okay.
away.
Cheddar melt. Well,
That story is full of holes.
Anyways, it's actually true without you saying, "Hey, I've got a channel. Promote me." Your best way to actually get people to sub to you is actually be interactive and involved in the chat. And
I'm
like
all
Ben
about
said,
that organic interaction.
Yeah, and that's what I've noticed. And over the especially the last 3 or 4 months, I've started expanding my base more. Like starting, jumping in on more live hangouts of different channels. And as a result of, I'm getting a little more well-known as a creator, because I'll jump in Cheddar's channel and EJ will be there. And then I'll jump on EJ's channel if he goes live and he's got his own subscribers. And then, and a lot of you fine folks have been nice enough to give me like a wrench, and I'm a mod on channels. And that really gains subscribers because like, oh, he must know what he's talking about. He has a wrench in his hand. Okay, sure. I subscribe to Terry.
Hey, that's what I hear. I hear that every day.
That spotlight.
Hey, how do I get one of those wrenches? What do I have to pay to get one?
DJ Spotlight, I like that because everybody you post on, there's musicians on your channel, EJ, I follow them, and then they do likewise. So that's really good.
Yeah, I'm building a little army, I think, out of the vlogs.
Oh
Definitely.
Yeah, and like I ripped off the idea from Johnny Beane, where like I got the list of like 8 or 9 channels in my description to check out. Speaking of which, folks watching, there's lots of cool channels listed down below. Check them out. And as a result, I noticed other channels are doing that. Like Johnny did it. He had me on there, so I started doing it. And I've got, obviously Johnny, and I got Kailyn and EJ in there, and Terry's in there, just off the top of my head.
Ooh, that's a good question, Dan Sullivan. Is there a song that you really like to listen to but can't play it and it drives you nuts?
Yeah, it's every song.
Landslide. I know I can sing Landslide by Fleetwood Mac like forever, and I go to play it and that stupid freaking picking pattern gets me jammed up every time. I got close last year, but
a lot of finger picking stuff. For me, I would love to be able to play Alice's Restaurant. I love that song and that turnaround, and it's just so long too, and that's part of it is you got to do it for 18 minutes.
I would love to play something all the way through. I haven't done that in 63 years yet.
Join a cover band. You learn real quick.
Well, that's all I play. I mean,
but then you do the fun thing where you run it down a couple of times in practice. You're like, hey, let's throw it on the set Saturday night. Then you're playing the song live and you're like, wait, this song has a fade out. We never figured out how we're going to end the song.
Well, what we used to do, we had a friend of ours, he would just cut the power off, and it worked really good. We go,
nice. That would work. If we've got any last questions in the chat, we're probably going to wrap things up soon here because I have to work this weekend, sadly. Here we go. Jimmy T says, can anyone on the panel name 5 or more Australian bands, excluding AC/DC in excess?
I was just going to say AC/DC.
The Lazies. The Lazies are a young band out of Australia. They are in the vein of AC/DC. The young guys, they tour Canada a lot. Check out the Lazies. They're awesome. You also have Midnight Oil. You also have...
Is it Men Without Hats? Also from...
No, they're from Montreal, dude.
Oh. Men at Work.
Men at Work?
That's right.
Yeah, Men Without Hats is from Montreal. Maybe.
Yeah, no,
Parkway Drive.
I always thought the Proclaimers were Australian for some reason. Canadian. I would walk 500 miles.
I believe they're Canadian.
No,
you guys know
they're
about Parkway Drive?
Scottish.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
Do we have any Elvis Presley fans?
Nope.
Bye, Johnny.
I like them a lot.
And that is how EJ went to prison.
My dad was very anti-Elvis, and he always said, he's like, right place at the right time. If Carl Perkins hadn't had that car accident, Carl Perkins would be the icon. It wouldn't be Elvis Presley. I was like, okay. And I grew up with that bias, so I'm a product of my environment.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Does anybody play the guitar but wish they could sing but can't sing?
Yep.
That answers that question.
No, I sing and wish I could play guitar.
Everyone's going to say goodbye to Johnny. He's got to go walk Howie.
Bye, Johnny B.A.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
He's going to go eat some tacos.
I don't know if Devin Townsend is Canadian or not.
I don't think he is.
Dave R says he's an Elvis fan. And he also says the Proclaimers are Scots.
Oh, thank
Here we
you.
are.
Thank you very much.
Well, on that sour note, how about we end things here? We'll wrap things up. If you guys all hang on the line here. Airborne. Yeah, another good one. Airborne.
Hey, you didn't get to my pet peeve.
What's your pet peeve? Come
Well,
on.
guitar related, fingernails. Nothing I hate to see more on a guitar player than their long ass fingernails.
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
What if they're a
they're
finger
all
picker, though?
grody and grimy
They're
underneath,
gross.
and it's like,
They're gross.
oh.
Yeah.
Let's see your fingernails, Kailyn.
Purell.
I keep these handy.
I like my
I
fingernails
painted mine
nice and
today for
short,
some reason as if it
even
was
with my
going to
picking hand.
My pet peeve is the first person that turns up at rehearsal, or even worse at a gig, to be louder than everybody else, and then it starts the war with volume.
And you're the first one there?
It's usually the guitarist.
I'm good.
I'm going to be
Oh,
louder.
it's
I'm going
always
to be
the
louder. And it's worse at a
Yeah.
gig. So the stage volume is just crazy.
Well, it is kind of hard for a drummer to turn it up.
They do it. They
Oh,
do it.
Yeah.
no, my
They could be
drummer
Bucky
turns it
Mike,
up, believe
right?
me. Yeah, we keep telling the
Don't piss off a drummer.
Yeah, believe me, my right ear knows how loud my drummer can be.
Yep.
Yeah, he would hit that crash. Yeah, he got pissed off the other night at some patrons, and he took it out on his drum kit. I tell you, we gigged Friday night. My ear was still ringing Monday morning.
Yeah.
So,
My right
No,
ear.
man.
Over
Israel is
in
Canadian thrash metal. They're from Toronto. So there you go. I had the pleasure of opening for Anvil one night. So.
Oh wow.
There's video on the channel. If you go back my old band, some of the stuff I posted, you'll see a big Anvil banner in the background. So, great hang up, Ben. Thanks, Ben, and everyone on the panel. Dan Sullivan says, awesome. So, yeah, let's wrap things up. I want to say thank you to Mayhem for joining us, and EJ,
Nice
the
meeting you.
lovely Kailyn,
Nice meeting you all.
Michael B. was
Oh.
awesome. Mitch, always a pleasure. Terry,
Thank you.
ambassador to the stars.
Hello, and have a good one.
Awesome. So for everyone that, if you're new tuning in, please like and subscribe. Make sure that bell looks like it's rung. Man, I'm having a hard time enunciating at this time of night. I wonder
Too much
why.
sunshine.
Yeah,
Could be the
maybe.
clear stuff.
Could
Yeah,
be
could be the
white
stuff.
lightning.
So yeah,
And make
everyone
sure to
should
keep
hold
your
those
hockey
doors
stick
open.
on the ice.
Keep your stick on the ice. Hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things. Good things will happen to
And
you.
buy a Canucks with Guitars t-shirt because it's really comfy.
Link down below, spreadshirt.ca, to get your quality Connects with Guitar shirts, coffee mugs, pillowcases, chef's aprons,
Baby onesies.
water bottles.
Some may or may not
Onesies.
be made with Ben Coombs' hair.
100% Coombs.
Custom
And
tubes.
I'll be back tomorrow with a Veda at some point during the day. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we have the man, the guru, the knowledge base himself, Mr. Dave Nesdall, coming on. So have those gear-related
Awesome.
questions handy for Dave
Sweet.
Nesdall, because he's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So thanks again, everyone that tuned in. We still got 41 people watching.
Wow.
Holy crap, that's
Nice.
awesome.
You're growing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's getting crazy. Thank you. So I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bobby
Boys all
Clipper,
grown up.
The adventure.
new name. Welcome, Bobby Clipper.
With guitars.
Cheers, gang.